Right. Thank you very much, good people, for tuning in. This is a Bitcoin Vault Sunday Feast, a very interesting platform, a very exhilarating and a very euphoric platform you've ever imagined. We've got quite a number of topics to be addressed today. And, you need to brace yourself for allowing yourself and time to avail your space and actually make sure that you reschedule other activities so that you may attend this powerful presentation today. We've got two sessions. Our session is in twofold today. In one hand, we've got Bitcoin Vault, a presentation, which will take a period of 30 minutes, and the other 30 minutes and some minutes, if time allows us, we will spend it talking about, property investment, so that you don't just accumulate money, you know where to challenge and to channel your money. So we are in that space so that, we give an allowance, we give, an enlightenment for everyone to be able to understand the space that we are in, and to be able to understand that this is not just, creating money so that you can have a huge wallet that you can brag about. You need to accumulate money so that you can, grace yourself by buying and accumulating as many assets as you can for sustainability of your business. The part of the presentation we will have is Bitcoin Vault with my co-host, Mr. Mchunu. He will take us through the technical side of that, aspect. And I've got a very interesting and a very exuberant guy who will come after Nkosinathi, a young guy who is very prominent in terms of being a serial inventor, serial entrepreneur in the space, of property investment. We will talk about that. And later we will chat, we will have a conversation, not a presentation, but a talk show when it comes into us, deliberating on that space. But for now, please enjoy the presentation. Use our chat room platform to actually, tell us where you are connecting from, so that we know, which side of the country and which side of the world we are actually covering. Thank you very much for tuning in. Nkosinathi, you can share your screen, my good sir, and do your thing. I see you, Ntombi. I see a number of people are not yet connected. I will assist them privately, and I will also assist or motivate you guys who prospected those people to actually assist them on how to connect with audio. Otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you.
Yes, Nkosinathi, if you can enable my screen sharing, sir.
Yes, sir. I think I've done that. Oh, sorry.
Host
right.
Disabled.
Right. You've got all the powers. You've got all the powers.
This thing called technology.
Just a moment, Nkosinathi. Just a moment. Just a moment. I just want to welcome our guest, my younger brother, Mr. Nxoyi. Please, my good sir, you can unmute yourself. We just want to welcome you so that we go ahead with our presentation, knowing that you are welcome in the meeting, and feel free to actually grace yourself and make sure that this is a palatable platform for you. My good sir, how are you today?
Awesome, thanks, Big Bro. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm very good. I'm very excited. Please feel free to actually use our platform to suggest some other issues, and also comment with whatever that you wish to comment about. You can also use our platform as a question and a clarity-seeking question platform. Otherwise, we welcome you, my good sir.
I'm happy to be here, Big Bro. I'm very excited about it.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Back to you, Nkosinathi.
Thank you, Nkosinathi. Thank you, Nkosinathi. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Sunday. afternoon in the early spring of. We are grateful to God that we are here, you know, to move on with our lives in the midst of this, and it's quite exciting that we are entering spring now, and we look forward to better and brighter days going forward. One of the most exciting things that had happened during this lockdown, for me in particular, was discovering cryptocurrencies and got time because of lockdown to have time to research and study this industry to the best of my ability. My name is Mchunu. I am a Bitcoin vault miner. I am a cryptocurrency enthusiast. I have known about cryptocurrencies for a number of years now, but it's been, you know, an aspect of finance that, you know, I thought it was really, really difficult to participate in until as the technologies are developing, making it much, much more easier for us to actually understand and participate in this space. I am full-time employed in a business that is operating in the road construction manufacturing space. I've been with the company for the past 24 years in this space, and I work there as a director. And I do this just as, you know, on part-time basis, just for additional and extra income for myself and my family. And I, you know, I treat it as some sort of like a financial money-making hobby, if you may want to call it. Yeah, very exciting subject. If it's new to you, you may find some of the terminology being new, but we will try to simplify it to the best of our ability. First of all, it talks about blockchain technology. Blockchain technology, we must say right up front that blockchain technology is not exclusive to cryptocurrencies. It's a technology that uses blocks to record transactions, to verify them for correctness and authenticity, you know, and to keep those transactions safe. So blockchain technology is a technology that is getting wide usage in a variety of industries. We know today that blockchain technology can be used, for example, in hospitals to keep patient information, which is very, very confidential, and so on and so on. It can be used in the financial sector. It can be used in almost all kinds of businesses to store data safely and to verify it. Because for each particular industry where the blockchain is used, you then create your own unique code for that particular blockchain. That is why even the cryptocurrencies that are there, although they are different, they all use all their different blockchains. If I may, just to illustrate this, for example, you may find that Bitcoin will have its own blockchain for Bitcoin, and so on, where all the blocks of Bitcoin are recorded and verified. This would be a blockchain for Bitcoin. Now, the coin that we are mining, called BTCV, will also have its own blockchain. That is why this thing is called blockchain, because every transaction is recorded in a block. And once that transaction has been tested and verified for correctness, it is then attached on the existing block. And then a chain is created. As you can see, this would probably be a BTCV blockchain. So this is what blockchain technology is all about, right? So blockchain technology, my colleague Vusi one day said, it cannot be hacked. This system cannot be hacked because it traces the information that is getting into the block up to the smallest unit particle. If the system picks up a little difference, I don't care how small it is, on whatever comes in, that kind of information gets rejected. If, for example, you tried to enter a fraudulent Bitcoin into the blockchain technology, if you try to enter a fraudulent Bitcoin, that Bitcoin, no matter if it's got a small difference, the blockchain will reject it. That's how blockchain technology protects itself. So that is what basically known for one famous coin called Bitcoin. Now, this is just the cash flow quadrant, as we want to introduce to you the opportunity of mining the coin Bitcoin Vault. Cash flow quadrant basically is a quadrant that shows how we make money for ourselves. In the first quadrant is where you are employed as an employee, you have a job, you sell your time. You sell your time. I think I have got to what Mavusana must help me for muting everyone here. So you sell.
You can unmute yourself, Matuman.
We are aware that 80% of the population to 90% of the population operate in the space of employees. And we know that globally, it is said that very few people own businesses that are rich. In the entire globe, about maybe less than 5% own almost 90% of the money that is generated globally. Those people are found in this space. Most of us are languishing in this space here. And what we are doing today with cryptocurrency is basically trying to address that, to redistribute the power of money so that you and I can have the power of money in our hands without other people controlling how much money we can make. In cryptocurrency, we can decide by getting involved, and then you can make your own decisions whether you want simply improves your life, because then you have your own job. You can make more money, have your own job. You decide on the service that you are offering as to what the price, and then you have your own job. However, on the self-employed quadrant, you still need to upgrade yourself and move on to a system, because if you are here, you do all the work. If you are sick, there is nothing happening. You close shop because you are sick. You have not yet created a system, right? If you are a doctor, you still have a surgery, okay? If you create a system, you employ other doctors, you work with other doctors, and then when you are sick or you go on holiday, your medical center continues making money because you have now created a system. And from the money that you have made from the system, you can then use the money to invest in different businesses as an investor. So this is what we are talking about, the two quadrants we are talking about today. Here on the I quadrant, the money works for you. Let us introduce the company that we are working with called Mining City. One of the important aspects of if you want to put your money in any company or in any person's hands, there are a couple of things that you need to take care of. Number one, you need to establish the element of trust for the leadership that you are working with, you know? So that's very, very important. Mining City CEO is led by, is Greg Rogoski, who comes or is based in Poland, in the capital city of Poland, Warsaw. Greg Rogoski, he has got experience in marketing, which he has acquired for the better part of his life as a marketing executive in various industries. And I think 2 years ago, he decided to start Mining City as a company that will then market and distribute the coin Bitcoin Vault. They may market other coins, but at the moment we know that they are marketing Bitcoin Vault. Now, Greg Rogoski, one of the elements that we have established about them as part of leadership is the aspect of transparency, okay? Aspect of transparency, which is very, very important when it comes to the issue of trust. We can trust them, and we have been engaging with them recently, and they have absolutely displayed beyond reasonable doubt that they are kind of leaders that can be trusted with my money. Okay, now talking on my own personal capacity. Now, Mining City, what they do is they rent out machines to you and me to mine the coin Bitcoin Vault. So that's what Mining City does. They rent out machines. I will explain again what is this, does this rental entail. On the left-hand side, I've got Eyal Avramovich, who is an inventor. Eyal Avramovich comes from Israel, but he made Poland his home base in the past 5 to 6 years when he migrated to Poland, and he ended up somehow in China, where he started mining coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin. During the process of mining these coins, he then understood that there was a gap in the market that he can take advantage of. In that process, he then discovered that Bitcoin, there was a problem existing with Bitcoin. And one problem that existed with Bitcoin is the problem of theft of coins. Problem of theft of coins, right? Which usually happens in the form of hacking. Okay. Now, when your account is hacked, your Bitcoin at the moment, your Bitcoins are gone for good. And the Bitcoin industry has actually lost billions of dollars in Bitcoins through hacking. And some of the exchange platforms have been closed down because once your coins have been stolen, they cannot be reversed. It is the same as when you have sent money to someone incorrectly, maybe from your bank in South Africa, and phone your bank and you say, you want to reverse the transaction. And they tell you that it's going to take you 15 days. And when that happens, and they also tell you how much it's going to cost you to try and do that. It's almost impossible, if I may put it that way. When your money, you have sent your money to someone incorrectly, that money is gone for good. So it's the same problem with Bitcoin, even today. In fact, about 3 days ago, I read that someone's account, someone lost about 1,600 Bitcoins. I think if you calculate that to the value of Bitcoin today, which is about 200,000 Rand, if I just quickly, 1,600 Bitcoins, 1,600 times 200,000. This person lost about, I think this is about 320 million Rands. 320 million is gone, boom, in a second. What happened? Apparently, he logged into his account, and his account, some of these hackers had already been monitoring it. They were just waiting to pounce. When he tried to change something, he received a message to change something, and he fell for it. And when he clicked it, his coins were gone for good. He just watched his coins going. This is the problem that Eyal discovered with Bitcoin, and he worked hard to try and find out a solution. Now, he discovered the solution that you can create a third key to stop a fraudulent transaction. Stop a fraudulent transaction if it happened in your car. So this is a unique innovation that Eyal, as an inventor, has actually come up with. Very, very exciting. It's the first of its kind in the space of cryptocurrency, where a cryptocurrency can reverse a transaction and prevent theft from happening. Eyal has got a couple of innovations behind his belt. One of them is the cell phone that he's carrying called a smile phone, which some of our members already have, including my co-host, Mr. Vusi Novukela. When he reached the level of city manager, he was rewarded with a smile phone. Unfortunately, these phones are now no longer available for city managers, but for the next city managers. But yes, the smile phone, he has also invented a smart car. He's invented a number of gadgets. Very, very, very smart young man who now, Eyal Avramovich is a CEO of a company called MindBest. MindBest is his company. He established MindBest to mine cryptocurrencies. And they both share common traits in terms of the leadership style. Very transparent individuals. They show high levels of transparency, as well as trustworthiness, as well as availability. They communicate to us as members almost right through the process when there are issues. Even their offices, when there are issues, you can simply send an email to Mining City, support@miningcity.com, and you will get your responses to your queries. Now, just quickly, I just want to play very quickly a clip here that shows the infrastructure that MindBest uses to mine cryptocurrency. If you're wondering what this mining is all about, it uses computers that then generate the coins during the computer activity. Just take a moment and have a look at this. Now, when you become a member of Mining City, a computer looking like the one that you see here will be allocated to you. They allocate about a maximum of 10 days from the date at which the plan has been bought. And then after 10 days, your computer will be ready, and then it starts mining. When the business started almost in the beginning of this year, it used to take them 3 months before your computer started mining. So they took 3 months, and it was before my time. When I became a member in March, it was already taking 10 days, and it was quite exciting that it took only 10 days to start mining. But this is a type of a computer. They are using a brand now called What's Miner to mine these cryptocurrencies for you and me. This facility is located in Kazakhstan. Yes, it is located in Kazakhstan. If you wondered, Kazakhstan, right? Why Kazakhstan? They chose Kazakhstan because mining facility uses a lot of electricity. Now, if you want to improve your profitability of mining, you need to ensure that your input cost is low, right? Your input cost into cryptocurrency mining is low. So they selected Kazakhstan because the cost of electricity in Kazakhstan is one of the lowest in the world. Number two, the availability of electricity in Kazakhstan is consistent. You do not have load shedding in Kazakhstan because you don't want situations like, you know, we are having at the moment, because these systems are working 24/7, 365 days a year. So Kazakhstan, a very, very suitable base. And number three, Kazakhstan has got policies that are favorable to the mining of cryptocurrencies. So it's a country that has got policies that are favorable to mining cryptocurrencies. If you do business, you want an environment that is conducive to what you do in terms of policies as well. Now, the blockchain industry is a growing industry. In 2018, it was a market that was 1.2 billion rand worth, you know, and in 2019, only last year, it almost doubled, ladies and gentlemen. Doubled, yes. This is very, very important. Within a year, it increased to 2.2 billion. And it is estimated that by 2023, that is only 3 years from now, is gonna reach levels of plus minus $23 billion. I can't even calculate how many percent increase this is, but it's a market that is increasing. And that is why it's quite exciting for us to be in this platform, sharing this opportunity with you, if it's your first time here, so that we can take advantage. If you think this is something that can change your life, and we believe it will, it can, it has changed people's lives, then you can participate in this space as it grows. You know, I love the graph that when products are introduced in the market, they've got a growth phase, you know, and cryptocurrencies at the moment, when they started in the past 10 years, they've been somewhere in this space here, where they've been adopted by early adopters. And we know that early adopters are people that always will make the most of the opportunity. Usually early adopters will be wealthy. Why? Because they always are the ones who accept the technology first. And if the technology is for making money, then they make the most of money because they moved into position first. Now we see that, you know, if last year it was 2018 to 1.2 billion, the following year it doubled. In 4 years' time, almost 2023, then it means we will be going somewhere at that level there, when most people are then beginning to open up their eyes to, so wow, what is happening with these cryptocurrencies? So at the moment, the cryptocurrencies are at this space here where they are growing here, where there is something what we call, maybe I will call it early minority. I will call it early minority adoption, right? Because I still do not believe this is the majority. A majority of people are still skeptical about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You know, you and I, if you are here, you are in the early minority of people who are adopting this technology. And by the time we reach this place here, it will be far ahead. Most of us would have made the money, and a lot of people, you know, would have changed their lives. But at this point in time, when it reaches the peak, it's gonna be time late. Cryptocurrencies, one of the aspects about them, they are time sensitive. They are time sensitive. Now, whilst I'm here, I want to talk about the aspect that I mentioned, that Mining City rents out machines. What do we mean that the company rents out machines? Now, in the process of them to allow us to participate in this space, what happens is that the coins that are being mined, they are mined by companies like BTC.com, Pull in, Wowbit. I think there's another company called Howbit, and so on and so on. So the number of Bitcoins that are available, say, I would say Bitcoin vaults, is 21 million coins, right? Why 21 million coins? So that the number of coins that are available will be limited. When the number of coins that are available are limited, then it means that coin will be deflationary. In other words, it will be resistant to inflation. Why? Because of its scarcity. So it's a coin that is scarce in availability because there's only 21 million coins ever to be available. And as a result, we're starting at 21 million coins. And as the years go by, the number of coins are being mined and less coins are being available. And by the year 2140, which is almost 100 years plus from now, by the year 2140, all the 21 million coins will be mined. Right. So the number of coins being available is getting less every year, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting less every year. But what is happening to demand? The demand is doing the opposite. More and more people are learning more about these coins and the demand is increasing. But if you want the coin, you need to log in your machine into the mining blockchain, get the code and mine. But today, as you have seen the facility that I put up, you need a lot of money to mine those coins. You need to put in infrastructure that is absolutely very, very expensive. Now, Mining City have created pools, right? A pool for you and me to say, if you want to participate, then we are going to sell you the electricity that will allocate to your computer that will mine the cryptocurrency for you. Now, what is mining? Mining simply, if you look at the South African rand, for our government to issue 5 rand coins, there is a company that we know they do what? They mint the coins, okay? They press the coins, it's called a coin press. They press them, they get awarded the tender by the Reserve Bank, and then they do that, so then the coins are available in the market. So the Reserve Bank knows exactly how many coins are out there in the market because the company that mints them, or if it's making the 200 rand notes, they print them, right? If they make the 200 rand notes or whichever note, they are printed and they are sent out into circulation. Now, for Bitcoins, or BTCV, in order for BTCV to be available into circulation, we can say they are printed as well, but they are printed by a computer. So the word mining is simply a similar word to printing or minting of the coin. So it's as simple as that. If you try to imagine what this mining is all about, it's just a process of producing these digital coins. So once a coin has been entered into your electronic wallet, then it means the computer have successfully printed or mined that coin from the blockchain, right? So that is what this mining technology is all about. Now, I want to explain again now the concept of mining, of renting. I'm sorry, rental technology, of rental concept. So they rent us machines, right? So we rent the machines. There are 6 types of rentals. You can rent the machines for 5,500, right? 5,500, or number 2 for about 11,200. Number 3 for about 44,000. Number 4 for about 78,000. And number 5 for about 230,000. So this is what Mining City does. They rent us machines. They are not an investment company. They are a cryptocurrency mining company. Then to enable you and me to participate, they allow us to rent the machines, right? So how does this is the machine, similar machine that you and I will be renting, okay? If you rent this machine at 5,500, you get allocated 3 terahash, 3 terahash. Now a terahash is the speed at which your computer tries to get the coin. It is 3 terahash. Now, if you want to move faster, get more coins, double the number of coins, you get 11,200 plan, which is 6 terahash, right? 6 terahash simply means it is double the 5,500 plan. So you rent with 11,000 a 6 terahash machine. If you say, not enough for me, I want more coins because this thing is time sensitive, you go for a 44,000 rand plan, which gives you 12 terahash. 12 terahash, you remember I said terahash or hash. It is the hash is simply called, is the speed at which the computer tries to find a solution to get the coins. Now, tera simply means trillion times. That's a trillion times per second, okay? Now, if you say I'm not happy with 12 terahash, you double your terahash to 24 terahash, right? Per second. And then when you do that, it means you say I want 24 terahash, then you pay 75,000 rand. If you say I am not happy with that, you get 136 terahash, right? For 230,000 rand. Right, so it means this plan here, for example, it will give you coins that are 3 times this plan here, right? This plan here, your gold plan, it gives you coins that are basically is basically the sum, I'm sorry, it is the sum is this plan plus this plan plus this plan. So if you got this plan here, which is called a gold plan, you are basically getting a machine that will give you coins equivalent to someone who had this plan plus this plan plus this plan. Hope that is clear. If you have a silver plan, which is a 12 terahash, you are renting a machine that will give you coins that are 2 times this plan here. If you have this plan here, it will give you coins that are 2 times this plan here. Simply meaning, if you want the most coins per day, you rent the highest machine per day, the highest machine ever. They rent you the machine for how long? For 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, 3 years, which is 1,100 days, 1,100 days. And every day at 9 o'clock, they will deposit into your electronic wallet the number of coins according to your machine that you rented back into your electronic wallet. So this is what Mining City does. If you become a member participating in this opportunity, you rent a machine and this is what you will be renting, right? You can have as many of these as possible. If you want, you can rent these machine here, plan here, 5 of them if you like, 10 of them or 20 of them, depends how much money you've got. If you want a gold, you can have 2 golds, 75 of them, you can have 10 of them. There is no limit of how many of these you can rent. You can rent as many as you can, because remember we said there is a limited number of coins, 21 million, and the entire globe wants a piece of that 21 million. So if you are working with a 5,500 plan, you must know you are working at a very, very slow pace, and there are people who are moving 100 times your pace. So you'll get the smallest coins, but it's your decision. If you want the most, go for the highest. So the rental, let me further explain this. When you rent, you pay your 5,500. You do not get the money back after 3 years. You used the money to rent the machine. It's as clear as that, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same as you going to Avis to rent a bakkie to go and sell oranges to Timbuktu. You load your oranges into your bakkie, you rent your bakkie first at Avis for 2,000 rands. You go sell the oranges, you come back and leave the bakkie at the rental company. They take your money, which you used to rent the bakkie for. That's it. You made your money, you pay them. The difference is the profit. Same philosophy, rental amount of money. If you rent with 230,000 rand, after 3 years, you simply go and calculate how much money you've made. The difference is the profit. You will see for yourself that there's incredible opportunities here. So the higher you rent is the higher the opportunities that you can make it big in this space. I think I've tried to explain in simple terms what this rental terminology actually works. And when we say we are renting, what does it actually mean? We try to simplify this thing to the best of our ability, ladies and gentlemen, so that everybody can participate with full understanding. Now we are done here. I think I've explained most of the issues. I need now to move on to other issues now. What is cryptocurrency? We know cryptocurrency is a store of value. It is a peer-to-peer currency. It is a commodity which is a store of value. We know it is a store of value because in the past 10 years, Bitcoin, for example, has increased from R1.40 to about 200,000 in the past 10 years. This is more than 1,000%. I don't know any asset that has done that in 10 years' time. So it is a payment system. We use it to pay, move coins and currencies amount between one another. I can move coins from myself to Vusi if I want to, because it is a payment system. And I've already explained that an item that is a commodity that is a store of value, it stores value. In a year's time, 2 years' time, it has got increased value. You sell it at a high value, you make your profit. I think it's as simple as that. Now, just quickly, I want to introduce to you Bitcoin Vault. I already explained that it's got an advantage that Bitcoin Vault has got a third key to prevent theft of your coins. I've already explained that. I will not dwell in that again. Bitcoin Vault has got 21 million coins as well, same as Bitcoin. And yeah, the mining rate at the moment for Bitcoin Vault is 150 Bitcoin volts per 10 minutes. I'm not going to dwell on this again. Bitcoin is about 6.25 per 10 minutes. But the reduction, we are reducing every 6 months. The number of coins that are being mined goes down every 6 months for Bitcoin Vault. Now, a quick clip of Bitcoin Vault. Just take a moment. We said it is a long-term store of value. I will explain this for the last time because, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the opportunity for us to make money lies. We are not here just to explain and being nice. We are here to make money. This is what we want. This is where the opportunity for you and I lies. You know? So we said there's a limited number of coins. So if Bitcoin, if you had, say, 10 coins of Bitcoin 10 years ago, costing you what? You bought them at R1.40, and after 10 years, the value has increased to 200,000 each, 200,000 each. How much money you think this is? This is where the opportunity is, ladies and gentlemen. A long-term store of value, not a short-term. We must emphasize this, not short-term, long-term store of value. You come into this opportunity, you must have a long-term view mentality. You know, yeah, I think that is quite important. We're not going to dwell on that. But this is what draws me into this opportunity. It is why I decided to take part in it, because if Bitcoin has grown in value in 10 years from this to that, in fact, 10 years, 10 coins times 200,000, if I bought those coins 10 years ago, I mean 10 times 1 rand 0.4, I would have paid what? 14 rands. I would have paid only 14 rands here for 10 coins in 2010. Today, the same coins, 10 coins times 200,000 would be worth what? Now, this is 2 million rand. Same coins I bought at 14 rands, if there were 10 of them, today they would give me 10 years later, 2 million rand, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there could be any better explanation of why we are doing this. So you get as many of these Bitcoin vaults as possible, because it is time sensitive, as you have already seen. And number two, if there is a possibility that nobody knows what the future price is going to be, but Bitcoin has done this, and Bitcoin Vault can do something similar. So long-term store of value, I thought let me just emphasize that with that quick illustration, and I hope that you caught it. Simply a higher standard in security. So these are the coins. This is the timeline for the distribution. By the year 2023, we're going to have mined. Remember, I did say that the number of coins being mined is coming down all the time. For the next 3 years, we're going to have mined 19.6 million coins out of 21 million coins. Here's the total number. So in the next 4 years, we're going to have mined all these number of coins. So you can decide today if you want to be part of this opportunity. But this is what we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell. I think I've tried to explain this as clear as I could. So mining is what we are promoting. All you do in mining is that every day you are simply accumulating the coins. Every day you are accumulating depending on the size of the plan that you bought. This is what I said when I showed you the number of plans, that you got a 5,500 plan. You know, your 5,500 plan will collect you your X number of coins. Your bronze will collect you maybe, I think, 2 times that. Your silver will collect maybe say double that, maybe 20 if it's 20, I don't know what the number. Your gold will collect 3 times, and your platinum will collect as many as possible. This is just what we are doing at the moment, collecting and mining as many of these coins as we can, so that as they grow in value, you take advantage of that, you sell them back into the market, and then you make your profit. I think I have tried my best to simplify what we are doing here. And now at this point in time, I want to hand over to my friend, Mavusana. In closing, great things never come from comfort zone. If we all want to achieve something great, we need to step out of our comfort zones and stretch ourselves so that we can achieve anything that we could be great for our lives. Mavusana, thank you very much, my brother. Let me stop it here.
Thank you, sir. Where is my guest? I am looking for my guest. Little brother, please unmute yourself.
Hey, big bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, Nkosinathi, for such a great presentation. I was still trying to answer the questions from the chat room. you can carry on, my good sir. Otherwise, very assimilative and very palatable presentation. Thank you very much for that informative session. Now we are going to frustrate you on the other side of the business. Just one thing, Machungwana, I think you've missed one item or one plan. You stated that you've got 6 plans and you wrote only 5 plans. We've got plan, we've got primary plan at a cost of $300. We've got standard plan at a cost of $600. We've got bronze plan at a cost of $1,200. Bronze silver plan at a cost of $2,400. And we've got gold plan at a cost of $4,200. The last one will be my favorite platform. You know, I call it a horse and trailer. I love that one. It's platinum plan at a cost of $12,600. Right. I want to repeat that. You better, decide on which capacity of the mining machine you want to use so that you accumulate yourself as many coins as you can. Remember, in 2010, we lost the opportunity of 1 coin of Bitcoin while the price of 1 coin was trading at R1.40. And now we are given a second chance that we are supposed to be given in 2010. We are given in 2020. And 1 coin today of Bitcoin Vault is sitting at around $112 US. But it is better for you to actually buy the mining machine so that you get as many coins as you can. So let's come back to the second session today. My name is Vusi Novukela. I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast, Bitcoin Vault ambassador, and I'm very excited about this opportunity. I bought a standard plan, while the price of standard plan was around 8.5. And today I am owning 21 mining machines. I'm excited about that. 7 platinum plans, 7 platinum plans, 10 gold plans, and the rest of other mining machines. So you can do yourself a favor and buy as many plans as you can. My good sir, how are you, little brother?
I'm awesome, big bro.
Very well. I'm excited about this opportunity and this session that we are about to digest. We will talk about the property investment. We said to ourselves, it is good for us to combine these 2 presentations because we understand that we will make exorbitant amount of money. We are smashing a lot of money in mining city through Bitcoin Vault. So we said to ourselves, let's not just accumulate a lot of money. Let's have a session where we will talk about property investment. My good sir, tell us about yourself. Where do you come from? What are you specializing on? What were you doing before, and what actually motivated you to become one of the constituency of the industry that you are in today? And how old are you?
Good afternoon to everyone. Igama lami Lihle King Nxoyi, preferably Lihle King Nxoyi. I am a property investor. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I'm a crazy crypto enthusiast.
Wow.
There's so many things to say, but what I can really say about myself is that I'm a human being who just wants to make the most of himself. Human being who wants to maximize his potential, wants to find out how far I can go in life, how many people I can help, how many lives I can change. So for me, that's me. That's Lihle King in a nutshell. It's a guy who's obsessed about growing himself, especially mentally, because I'm a strong mindset advocate, especially when it comes to wealth creation.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice, man. A lot of people are interested to know your age because they see your face and they associate the issue of property investment with old people, And many people we have seen are the old, old folks who are in this industry, and it took them years, to become successful in this industry. And we see yourself as a young person who is not fascinated, in buying big cars, not fascinated, to flash yourself with many issues on the social media, but your focus is just on the property investment. What actually motivated you, and when did you start, this business?
Okay. I am a 23-year-old guy, actually just turned 24 this year. I'm still trying to get used to the fact that I'm 24. So now whenever you lose age, I still say 23.
Cool, man. Cool, man.
So I'm 24. And what really made me want to get into the industry, this all started in grade 7, right? I wanted to be a rich guy. I wanted to be a wealthy guy. I didn't know how I was going to go about it. I kept telling my parents that one day I need to be a rich guy. I need to be a successful person.
Yeah.
I grew up being a person who observed successful people. So I was always watching Abandaba Pumelelayo Ekasi, people left Ekasi, and people who drove flashy cars, and people who were actually really winning behind the scenes. So the Kulendungumdana curious, so observant a lot, especially when it comes to success, because I was always worried ukuthi Obama ubomi buzawuphela njani. Ndizawuba yintoni xa ndimdala, I had my concerns and insecurities that you know what, andifuni uba ngumntu nje, I don't want to be on general, So in grade 7, my parents then bought me a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
And my parents then said to me, rich people are readers. If you want to be successful, you need to read books. And I think this is a book that will help you. I would say that that book was a blessing in disguise at first for my parents, because after that book, I wanted to drop out of school. I was like, no. Rich people, we're not being taught about wealth in school.
Yeah.
And I want to be a wealthy guy. I want to be a rich guy. And at school, I'm not learning this. So school is actually a waste of time for me, So since grade 8, roundabout, my parents then started buying me phones for me to stay at school. But hey, dude, if you pass this year, you are going to, we'll buy you a new phone, And then roundabout grade 10, I was clear about my vision, And my vision was clear. My vision was I want to own properties all over the country. And I want to own big properties. I want to own schools and be able to change the educational system, right? Wow. So in grade 10, I started to attend business events, workshops, reading books, investing in my mind, trying to make sure that I learn as much as I can. And around grade 10, I kept telling my siblings that one day I'm going to drop out of school.
Oh.
And it was like a joke kind of thing, but the child pities I'll drop out of school, and for me, it was a thing of, I will do it, And around grade 12, halfway, I said to my parents that, nah, this is it. This is as far as I could go now, I know what I want to do in life. I'm clear about my vision. I know what it takes to get there. I know I need to work. I know I need to develop myself, but iskolo is just not conducive for me, And at first, of course, just like any other parent, you want your child to succeed, because in the life parents is to basic conditioned as iskolo is a must for you, right? So I had to convince my parents. That's one of the first things I had to do. It was to convince my parents that education doesn't mean degrees, collecting degrees, or having grade 12 education. The word education is derived from a Greek word that means edusere, which means to draw out potential from within. Oh. So I said, my potential is not drawn within in school. So my environment, conducive for Amapupa is in workshops, in finding mentors who are winning in this property space that I wanted to participate in. So luckily enough, my parents were very supportive. when it comes to my dreams. You know, they saw that I believed in myself, and that's one of the most important things that I always say about doing that. You first have to guarantee success. You need to promise yourself success, because no one is going to promise you anything. You know. So after I dropped out, I kept attending events. First year, no results. Second year, no results. Nothing to show. Now, in my family, we are a family that we were a goal-oriented family. So ekhaya sizohlala phansi ngoDecember and umuntu ngamnye uya-accounta, what have you achieved this year?
Wow.
You know, what have you done this year?
Powerful.
And I was always the one who struggled to explain ukuthi ndenze ntoni, because all I could quantify for was my mental growth, but I couldn't quantify in terms of materialistic ukuthi ngifumane ntoni. You understand? So I would say ndikhulile, but ayiveli. And then year 3, my parents kept believing in me. You know, the city, you know, as much as they would sometimes suggest, we still think that you should at least khawuzamele cause. I rejected all kinds of causes. I didn't want plan B. I wanted one thing, and for me, it was to succeed in property. There had to be a certain way of doing it, and this was the only way of doing it, right? And then I kept attending events until I found favor with people who attended the events, whom I met in these events. And the first one helped me with 3,000. A total stranger paid for me to attend, because for 3,000 that I did not even have, you know. And I attended, you know, and I learned a lot again. And whenever I attended, I picked up that I needed a mentor. You have so much knowledge. You know this thing that you are looking for exists, but in the of getting down to the practical stuff, how to go about it, right? So that became one of my biggest problems. That's when I realized that now I need a mentor, you know. So I kept attending these events again. And then this other day, I got invited by a friend of mine, and she said to me, look, I saw a Ristad event, a free event in Lagoon Beach. Let's go tomorrow. And it was only for 2 hours, right? 2-3 hours roundabout. And I said, okay, cool, Masi. At first, I didn't feel like it, but I went. Now, beyond that morning, my friend calls me and says, hey, Chief, I'm sorry you are going to have to go alone. I have to catch up with an old friend. Now, this is the thing, right? I always say, sometimes you need to be careful who you are catching up with, because you could be catching up with mediocrity at a time when you should be catching up with your future, you know? Wow. So I attended. My friend missed out. Now, when I attended there, I met someone who invested 7,000 rand. What a 7,000 rand ticket for me. Now, again, it was a total stranger. We met on that very same day, and she said, because you are here, I'm going to sponsor you with my extra ticket. So she spent the money, and I had a ticket. Now, this is the thing. I attended the event, right? Another event, and when I got into the event, now, in this event, we were in a room of about 100 people, right? Now, upper the legacy education, where we are taught about property and all these types of stuff. Now, when I got in there, I believe that I was probably the poorest guy in the room, because everybody that I saw there seems to be well established. They seemed to be having good jobs. I had nothing. Like at the time, I was not even earning 1,000 rand a month, right? So when I attended this event, I told myself that I'm going to go to the instructor and ask him, Chief, if you were in my shoes, you've got no money, you want this mentorship that costs 70,000 rand plus and the like, and I want to learn, but I don't have. What would you do if you were in my shoes? And the guy said, do you know anyone who has 70,000 rand? I was like, dude, I'm from Ekailicha. There's no one Ekailicha that I know on a 70,000 rand waiting there to sponsor me to get land in property, right? So he said, okay, then I think you should still find someone. And I said to him, okay, I'll see what I can do. But can I ask you something? And he said, go ahead. And then when I asked him this question, I asked him the city, can you guarantee it to me that I can pay back this person 70,000? So can I borrow this person 70,000 and guarantee it to them that they will have their money back? And he said, no, this is something that He said to me, and I'm going to say it to everyone out there,
Sure.
he said, success is something only you can guarantee yourself. Why am I saying that? Because I don't know your willingness and your staying power when things are not looking good.
Sure.
I don't know if you will still follow through when you are not finding deals on time, when you are losing deals, when you're not raising money on time. I don't know your staying through power.
Sure.
So only you can guarantee yourself that, right? So I took it upon myself that, you know what? I'm going to bother this guy, because this guy is going to mentor me. Now I kept attending these events, right? Because you must remember something that what I always say about successful people, successful people, the only difference between them and ourselves is the mind. Our injury as Black folk is in the mind. It's not in, we have.
We don't have a problem with pockets.
Information is out there. We have the same hands that they have. And for me, I used to joke and say, sometimes I feel that I look even better than these guys, So I was like, there's got to be something that I can do about that, So I learned one of the first things that had to change was my thinking, right? Because your success is always going to be in direct proportion to your willingness to develop your mind. If your mind is not developed or prepared for an opportunity, no matter how great an opportunity or you can be in Bitcoin, you can be in property, but if your mind is not captured, is not prepared to capture the opportunity, you'll always miss it. You will always miss it, right? Let's make an example, right? We've been told that real estate, you'll never go wrong with real estate. I'm here to tell you something shocking. You can go wrong with real estate, right?
Exactly.
And you can't go wrong with any form of investment vehicle as long as your mind is not tuned in. And I'll share my story a little bit on this, right? So I went on and I got my first mentor, right? So I got my first mentor on year 5. So it took me 5 years of developing my mind. No results, nothing to show. And my first property deal, within 2 weeks of being mentored, I signed my first offer to purchase. And it was worth 2.1 million rand. So my first property deal was worth 2.1 million rand.
Wow.
At the time, I was earning less than 2,000 rand a month, right? And in the very same month, I bought my second property for 2.7 million, right? 2,750,000 to be exact, right? Again, I was still earning less than 2,000 rand a month. Now, when I say this, a lot of people ask, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you raise the money? How did you get there? And I always say, it goes down to 2 things. Every highly paid individual majors on 2 things, right? And these 2 things is studying and practicing. Studying and practicing. Now, if you look at every highly successful individual and every highly paid individual, they get paid because they majored in these 2 things, right? A soccer player first started practicing soccer in front of an audience of 3. No one saw that, right? This soccer player took a serious approach to his football career. Next thing, now he's performing in front of the neighborhood, right? In front of 300 people. And then now he's being nicknamed as the next Lionel Messi, our Ronaldo, the Black Ronaldo, and the likes, right?
Yeah.
But as this person continues to be committed to the craft, not to the money, the money is an end result of commitment to the craft, right? So now this person becomes a Ronaldo that we know today. That guy at the age of 35, is still one of the highest paid footballers, on the planet. Why? It's because of his commitment to learning the skills, to studying the skills and practicing the skills in relation to football, right? So for me, I put it upon myself that, I need to study and practice properly. For your business to yield great results for you, your business has to become your life and your life has to become your business. In other words, you need to have a business-like approach to your property investment career. That goes for Bitcoin, that goes for Bitcoin Vault, that goes for any other business that you are doing.
Sure.
You need to have a business-like approach. Now listen, a business-like approach has nothing to do with your feelings, eh? Nothing to do about you, how educated are you or how tired you are. Listen, when you are pursuing a degree, right? If you were attending a family funeral this weekend and you had to cross night to study to write a test tomorrow, you would cross night today despite how tired you are or how your emotions are or how drained you are in terms of the funeral. You know, that excuse wasn't good enough for you. Cross-nighted despite your emotions, despite your circumstance, right? So what am I trying to say to you? You know, it's that is the kind of approach that is required for you to maximize your adventure in your business, right? A business-like approach. It is doing whatever it takes to be successful. Your best got you where you are. To move to the next level, you need to do what you've never done, right? So I got a mentor. Now, I was starting to make a rental income, right? Monthly rental income. And for me, I was starting to live off board now. I was starting to enjoy life because I was like, yeah, now I'm starting to taste money, right? And I normally say to my mentor, at this time, I was starting to enjoy kiddies' meals of wealth, right? I was not really eating the serious money in terms of wealth, but I was enjoying kiddies' meals, right? Because when I listen to the successes that my mentors have achieved, I'm always like, dude, there's still a lot to be done, right? So lockdown then happened. Now, these are the lessons I've learned from lockdown. Now, from lockdown, ever since lockdown happened, I have not made any rental income in all my properties combined. Now, I had to learn something else. Now, the second thing that you have to learn is change.
Sure.
Change. Change is very paramount to success. What made you succeed before lockdown will not make you succeed now.
Precisely.
If I use the same formulas I used before lockdown, I would have lost all my properties. I would have been out now. Lockdown helped me be able to unlock 4 new incomes in real estate, excluding rental income.
Sure.
Right? So that's one of the things that I learned in property. That, listen, Chief, there are many ways, and I had to also again reinvest again. Now my you know, what made me succeed post lockdown, you know, was not going to help me get to where I am. I was able to keep my properties and I was able to expand. You know, I'm currently starting to be operational in East London and Port Elizabeth now. You know, right now we are starting to look for deals in those cities. You know, so now by the end of this year, I'll probably be on. My company will be operational on 5 to 7 major cities in the country, whilst me being in Cape Town. Right?
This guy.
So that is the power of your mindset. Now, I always say that, you know, you need to educate yourself. Guys, the best investment you can make is not in property. It's not in any investment vehicle. The best investment you can make is in your mind. Because, Mamela, if I were to lose all my properties today, if I were to lose everything today, I can still wake up tomorrow and rebuild. Why? Because I have the skills.
Sure.
I have the skills. I have the know-how. No one can take away imfundo yakho, right? So, which means the first part was find the education that suits you and that suits your vision.
Sure.
Now, what made me invest into Bitcoin? You know, I have to share that with you because it's one of the things that excite me, right? So I've been using these 4 new streams of income that I've learned because of lockdown, and I've been using them to invest in Bitcoin to store money, to store value.
Wow.
Right? So what is the long-term plan? Which means there has to be a plan. Presenter that you need to have a long-term plan. What's your long-term vision? You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Mamela, kukabantu ababambe Bitcoin, bathatha opportunity ngo-2010, bathengisa ngo-2014. Ask them how they feel today. You know, they're like, yes, I shouldn't have done it.
Sure.
You know, And xa ubabuza benzeni bathenge imoto. Xa ubabuza benzeni barenovatile ekhaya kwaphela. Guys, dream bigger than into yokurenovata qha. Dream bigger than into yokuthenga imoto qha. Life is far more bigger than that. Life is far more bigger than that, right? So why did I decide to invest in Bitcoin? So one of the key things that I love about Bitcoin is leverage, right? Now, leverage is the ability to serve more and more people with less and less effort, right? It's the ability to be able to convert people that I know into making an income together with me.
Precisely.
So we are involved in networks. I don't care who you are, we are involved in networks, right? Mamela will explain this. You know, teachers hang around with teachers, pastors hang around with pastors, you know. Eskolweni, eklasini, the slow learners were hanging around with slow learners. The A students were hanging around with A students, right? So why am I telling you this? So we are already involved in networks. That's the first thing you need to tell yourself, right? And now, this is the difference now, my man. I have an uncle of mine. That I love very much. An uncle of mine, whenever he comes to Cape Town, he doesn't know Cape Town very well. Even when he doesn't have money, he will say to us, tell me, ubumnandi, bufumane kapi apha eKapa. That's all I need to know. Uncle, uncle, don't worry about money. Right? We tell him get rents. This guy will go to rents, being as broke as hell, right? There's no money, but he will go to rents. Now, when he gets there, the first thing he did is he exposed himself to an environment that is conducive for what he wants, which means he wants to have fun. Secondly, he wants to drink his problems away, right? So, because expose utibana nabantu who are like-minded, and because we are around abantu who are like-minded, he will be sponsored to have a drink. When he comes home late, this dude comes home with 2 bottles. Dave, he is drunk. He has 2 bottles. He's had a great time. He's had a great time. Now, what am I trying to say to you is that a lot of people are networking for a great time, just for weekends, right? You guys have spent your precious time to be here, you know, which means there's something, you know, there's a purpose in your life that has caused Kukuchube love. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it may be, but there is a purpose. Just for uzoba motivated, right? So that's one of the things we have to know. So networking is part of the game, right? Some people network just for fun. You and everyone in here now is in a space where you are given an opportunity to network and build generational wealth. This is wealth that goes beyond yourself. This is wealth that goes beyond public status, looking good on Facebook. This is wealth that goes beyond your lifetime, your lifespan, you know. So remember this, this is a store of value for the long term. But I need you to have a long-term goal for yourself. I told you my long-term plan is to have properties all over the country and convert them into student properties, not just student accommodation, but into schools. I want to have schools, private schools all over the country to change the educational system. So for me, I saw property as a way, as a vehicle that can help me to get closer to where I need to be.
Man,
right?
Stop it right there. I know you are a radio personality. You talk, you know, the whole day. You have your show and you talk the whole, you know, blessed 2 hours of your show. Now, I just want to check something with you. We've got many people here. They are interested to buy properties. Some of them, they're interested to buy properties for dwelling, and some of them are interested to buy properties to rent them out so that they may cash money. So we've got those 2 communities. So I would, you know, require you to basically sponsor your understanding so that at the end of the day, we understand that, okay, the banks are interested to basically sponsor this type and they do not consider this much on the other dimensional side of interest.
Okay, so I always say, as I said, one of the first things you need to do is to educate, guys.
Sure.
You know, education, it's not just Indoguti, you know, you need to invest in something you know, invest in something you understand, whether you're buying your own home, whether you are buying whatever it is that you are buying, right? And there's a difference between investing, buying properties for investment purposes and buying properties for your home, right? So one of the first things you need to do is that you need to educate yourself. There are many ways, right, of financing deals, even for your own house, right? Even for your dream house. But the thing is, the key is knowledge. There are a lot of people who we hear stories, I get to hear them almost every month or so, of someone who is paying a bond for a property that they don't stay in. They did the work, they did all the stuff, you know, but then the thing is, they weren't educated when they signed the offer to purchase. You know, there are people, I mean, here in Cape Town, Little Park, there is a couple that I know, it's 4 years now. 4 years now, babhatala bond for a property abangazange bahlala kuyo. You know, that the property that they were buying, they've been hijacked. It has been hijacked from them. And the bank still wants their money. The bank still wants their money. I cannot teach you property in 10 minutes or in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But guys, get yourself acquainted before you invest. Rather, you know, rather spend your 5,000 Rand or 10,000 Rand acquiring the knowledge, Carl. Acquiring the knowledge, Carl, before we invest in anything that has to do in property. There's a lot of, I won't say there's a lot of bad people, but there's a lot of ways that you could lose money, you know, and there's a lot of ways that you could also, even when you think you did research at Chile and you still happen to or you meet some real estate agent who deceives you, please make sure that you get yourself learned in the industry before you invest, right? Also, now speaking about these two different people, right? They are investment firms, right? I mean, did you know that there are 60 banks in our country? You know, most here to are familiar with the top 5, or let me say the big 5.
Place value banks.
Yes, there are about 60 banks in our country. You know, there is TAF, there is Mastanji, there is combining finance, there is business partners. There's different other entities that are there to help you with regards to investment purpose, to any investment that you have in mind. But the key is that you need to know what are their criteria.
Sure.
Mane criteria abanazo mamela mosjenga xa usiya uyoboleka imali for ibhanki to buy you a house, they have a criteria for you. So learn the different criteria. And then if it is for you to buy a house, you know, learn the criteria. If it is for you to invest, learn the criteria. Money is not the problem. Money was never your problem. Your problem was your mindset. That's all. You know. Indo guys, if you change your mind, you can change your life. You know. So the first things first, you need to get yourself educated. Secondly, is that you need to get yourself a mentor.
Sure.
I'll tell you how a mentor changed my life, right? In my first meeting with my first mentor, I thought Zokangeli properties around 100,000 to 400,000, 600,000. Those were safe numbers for me. You know, and in the first meeting, my mentor was like, I need you to go and look for deals between 1.5 million to 4 million. Now, I remember the Telegram meeting trying to, I need to act calm. I shouldn't show weakness here.
Sure.
I just told myself, if she says 1 million, I'm taking it. Whatever she says, I'm running with it.
Sure.
Now, that's the thing, you know, in anything that has to do with success, I've found out that you need 3 things. That's 3 things.
Sure.
First thing is you need to show up. You know, when we say show up, you're showing up in meetings like this. You know, you're showing up for an event No excuses Oguti you don't have data. No excuses Oguti you don't have a taxi fare, a ticket fare, or whatever. You know, you showing up. You need to be there. You know, and then the second thing is you need to follow up. Now, what do you mean by follow up? You know, follow up. In other words, if all these things that we are sharing here today, you know, will remain great ideas for you as long as you don't take action. They will remain an ideology for you and not an experience as long as you're not taking action, right? And then thirdly, guys, your commitment to creating wealth will be tested. I don't know of any person who became wealthy without being tested. You know, your commitment to creating wealth will be tested. You know, it is through this refining stage, in this stage where we say, you know, you are going through what we call processing, right? I mean, for potential to manifest, you need to go through processing, right? And now this is where you are going through a process before you get to the dreams you want to achieve, right? So following through is very important. Sometimes you don't feel like it, but you have to do it, right? That's why we say now you're doing whatever it takes, you know, whatever is required of you. Because remember, your best got you where you are. You did your best to get to where you are.
Sure.
And you need to move to the next level. Another thing about being a mentor is that you want to operate at a frequency that is higher than yours. You know, the other day, I was sitting with another big bro of mine, Nkosinathi, and he was saying, you know, my mentor said to me that, listen, it means umdala, which means that doesn't mean it's too late for your dreams to come true. But what that means is that when now there's no time for you to first think about driving a Range Rover or staying in Clifton. Now it's first about building a foundation that is solid for wealth creation for your kids before you can stand. Are you with me? That's what it means. A lot of people think it's too late. No, that's not what we mean. What we mean is that time for you to play is up, you know. So and then another mentor of mine said, you know, that was like last year, and he says, how old are you? And I said, I'm 23 at the time. And then he said, you have only 2 years to use the word broke, which means after the age of 25, you are not broke. You have consciously decided not to take action, which means you've decided to be poor, right? So now this is the thing, you know. Because I can go on and on and on, right? And these are the last 3 things I want to say to you guys, right? There are 3 types of spaces that you operate in business. In any business, we operate from 3 type of spaces, right? The first space is body space, right? Which is you doing the physical work, right? In other words, if, let's say, for example, you are owning a property and you are renting it out, property, you are the one who goes to fix or pipe. You are the one who goes to repair. You are the one who collects the rent. You are the one who fills up the place, which means when you are dead, this business dies too. When you are sick, this business dies too, because you're operating at body space, most dangerous space. Now, you can never be a millionaire at body space. There are very limited types, or not types. There is a very limited chance of you being a millionaire whilst operating at the body space, right? Now, the second space is the mind space, right? This is where you don't work physically. This is where you solve problems with your mind. It's a 5-minute phone call. It's through meetings. It's you instructing people. Hi, chief, no, shine up, better left, better right, chick. Now, at that space, it's mind space. Now, mind space does give you a chance or an opportunity to create wealth, right? But now the thing is, the best place where millionaires and billionaires are made is the spiritual space, right? In the spiritual space, in other words, you have developed yourself to a certain point of level whereby wealth creation is a thing that comes naturally to you because you took the time to invest in your head, right? You find people, we see great entrepreneurs on social media all the time. These guys tell you, but if I were to lose everything today, I'd be a multimillionaire and have achieved everything more than I've achieved over the last 6 months, you know. And they say that is because they have invested in their minds so much that this thing has become aligned to their spirit man, such that they will always win. Look at Steve Jobs. He was fired from his own business, you know, and guess what? His business couldn't survive without him. They needed him back for Apple to be what it is today. Are you with me? So that is spirit entrepreneur, right? So one of the reasons why I love network marketing so much, it's because I can be able to create wealth that goes beyond the labor of Lihle King Nxoyi. You know, now I can be able to work with like-minded people where we build each other to create wealth. Because my man, when I create this wealth and I pass on, do you think people will stop working because of Lihle King? People will keep working, which means my kids and the generation that comes after me will continue to have wealth. So in seeing this opportunity, don't think, you know, stop thinking about you, think about your generation. You know? So when you go back to your people, don't say, I don't think I can talk to people. The minute you say, remember you are being selfish. You have a generation that's going to come after you. Successful people think about generations that are to come, you know. So I'm going to close there, my big bro. I don't know if you still have questions. Yeah.
My good sir, thank you very much. I see a lot of people that are coming up, you know, so many messages. They are like, wow, they are in awe, you know, with so much, you know, information. And, you know, they are, many people, you know, always associate a lot of information coming from Abraham and not coming from Isaac, you know. So we've got a platform like this where we actually make sure that we invite people that will give clarity and more information to issues. You know, thank you very much, my younger brother, for coming up with such a very informative side that we are, you know, interested to basically attain. And I see a lot of people, they need you to come back to this, you know, platform. We will make sure that we avail at that time. Otherwise, for now, we will have to come closer to our closure. And I've got also, Mchunu, I know you've got something to say, but you will say something. I'm looking for someone here that I saw on the chat room. Okay, he is no longer there, but it's fine. So, Mchunu, do you have something to say before we close? Okay, let me. Yes, you can unmute yourself.
Wow. All I can say, King Nxoyi, you see me here. I'm 2 times your age, boy, you know. I'm 2 times your age and a couple of years as well. You are actually, I think you're 1 year older than my son. You are absolutely incredible. You are absolutely incredible. You know, today you've described to us a couple of things that we as parents have learned that we can support our children. If they show determination what they want to do, which you explained as be present, show up. You indicated you wanted to show up. I think we've all have learned here in this space of the cryptocurrency, and you've clearly explained that success, you can be given something, you cannot be successful. It depends how you handle it. You know, so I want to say you are one of the best entrepreneurs that South Africa is blessed with. And yeah, you have achieved a lot because you've got so much invested in your mind at this point in time. I think on behalf of all our guests that are here that have been, I think next time we're going to ask you to come and present Bitcoin Vault, you know. But you are absolutely fantastic. So all our guests here, thing going. It's still early for Bitcoin Vault. Bitcoin Vault is only 8 months old. Only 8 months old. It's early days. That's all that I can say. That's all I can say. Great, my brother. Great, great, great.
Thank
Fantastic,
you, thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, little brother, for making sure that you basically outdish yourself in terms of this information. And for everyone who attended this presentation, thank you very much for staying in. We normally have a 1 hour presentation, but you made sure that you spare your time so that you can invest in knowledge. Mr. Lihle said it is very pivotal for everyone to invest in knowledge before investing your money. You will be comfortable to invest your money where you know how the systems operate. So it is very wise that you invest in knowledge. My good sir, thank you very much, little brother. Thank you very much for availing yourself.
Thanks for the opportunity, bro. I appreciate you guys very much. I'm happy to have been able to edify Abantu with my knowledge, and thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it very much.
Good man. Thumbs up. Thank you very much to everyone. We will make sure that everyone is sponsored with the recording of this presentation. I won't sell it. I know I'm a salesperson, but I won't sell this recording. I will make it available for free and for fun. When you accumulate a lot of coins, you also make sure that you accumulate a lot of information about property investment and as well as estate, wealth accumulation. Otherwise, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. We will see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Cheers, man. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.